Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm back with another video, and this time using all drugstore products to create this simple greenish eye look. The face and the lips are really neutral, especially the face because I've had a problem. I've been breaking out for the last few days. I think it's because of a product that I'm using, because I usually never break out due to my really good skincare routine, so ignore that.
Alright, let's get started using the Instant Age Rewind Primer by Maybelline around the eyebrow area and forehead. Since I'm going to be cleaning up my brows later on, I don't like any product touching my bare skin. For the brows, I'm using Milani Stay Put Brow in the color Soft Brown to just fill in a little bit my brows. I don't usually use this to fill in my brows. I kind of use this powder foundation from Code Makeup in the shade 08 to fill in my brows, and I haven't really been using any drugstore products to fill in my brows, so this was kind of difficult to do, but not too difficult. I mean, I like it for something really soft and neutral. It works for that, like an everyday look, but other than that, I don't really reach for it that often. Next, I'm going to be using Match Perfection Concealer by Rimmel London in the shade Light, just to clean up the edges of my brow to get it a more sharper tail. I didn't really need to use that much concealer on it since it was really easy to use, the whole Milani soft brown brow color. So I just cleaned it up just a smidge. And then I use this one brush just to blend out the concealer so it doesn't look like a hot mess. And of course later I take a eyebrow brush so I can get rid of any of the excess gel that's on my brows. Now to prime my eyes, I'm using Primed and Ready from Prestige Cosmetics, I believe that's how it's said. And I'm going to use this as a primer instead of concealer like I usually do it, since it's going to be a really simple, soft look. I don't really need concealer for this one. And of course, using my favorite little black beauty book from xElf Cosmetics and the Day Edition, I'm going to be using the soft pinkish shade, as you see here, and I'm going to place that all over the eye area to set the primer and as well be the base. Alright, now from Essence Cosmetics, I'm using their 3D eyeshadow in Irresistible Caramel Cream, and I'm going to be using the lightest shade as the highlight for the brow bone and then later for the inner corner of our eyes. Going back into the little black beauty book, I'm going to be using a soft brown neutral shade to be our transition color in the crease. And now for our lids, I'm going to be using Sage from Almay. It's a single shadow and it's absolutely gorgeous, and I can't believe I haven't been reaching for this that much. It's also hypoallergenic, so it's all natural. And it's a gorgeous color. I just love the finalized look with this shade, and I'm definitely going to be using this a whole lot more after this. Alright, so now that I have Sage on my lid, I'm going back in with my blending brush just to get rid of all harsh lines and to blend in both Sage with the transition color that I have on, so everything just looks nice, smooth, and blended and ready for this darker color that I'm going back into the Little Black Beauty Book. And I'm just going to put this right into the outer V of my eye, just pack it on with a little pencil brush, and later I'm going back in and I'm just going to blend it all out. And as you can see, I'm going back into with the blending brush without any product, not putting any product at all, and using a really soft light hand, I'm going back in it and I'm going to gently, smoothly try and transition the blend between the dark color, Sage, and the transition color that I have. So I'm using small, circular, fast little strokes, going around, then blending it upwards a little bit towards the transition color. Just make sure everything looks well put together and blended. And after I have everything nice and blended, I want to go back in with sage and just pack it on to the lid just a little bit more, just to intensify the green color. Now finally heading into eyeliner, I'm using Midnight by e.l.f. Cosmetics, and their eyeliner is literally to die for. I love e.l.f. liquid eyeliners. They have been my favorite literally since the beginning of when I've started using makeup. So what I did here is I was going to go for a winged eyeliner because I always use a winged eyeliner for almost every single look, but I decided it actually looks better with a nice fine line, and I didn't need that wing. It looked really well just on its own, to be honest. And another thing about this eyeliner is that I ran out of black, and I'm not okay because this is really hard to find where I live. But this is a really nice navy blue, and honestly, I'm surprised on how well this fit together. I did not expect it. Alright, so we're going to go in ahead and finish priming off the face with the Maybelline primer so we can finally head into concealer and foundation and all that jazz. And okay, so since I've said earlier that I've been breaking out, a trick that I do to make breakouts, so to say, blend in well with the foundation is I like to put concealer before and after I have the foundation on, just so I could blend everything else together and you can't see the blemishes. And finally, heading off into foundation, I'm using one of my favorite drugstore foundations, which is the Maybelline Fit Me. However, I accidentally purchased the dewy one when a girl's oily, so that was not the best decision to make, and I ran out of all my matte ones, and honestly, it's putting me in emotional distraught because trying to find foundation in this country is hectic, and I am not with it, so oh my god, girl. So yeah, I'm just, using a stippling motion so I don't move any of the concealer that I have underneath. And then I'm going to go in with a foundation powder from Milani Cosmetics just so I could build in more coverage and set down the foundation just a little bit. Also, using the same dark shade that I used on my outer V, I'm going back in with that shade, but this time using it on my lower lash line just to smoke it out a bit. So I'm using a white eyeliner from BSN Cosmetics, I believe. I'm not sure the name more off. And I'm using it on my waterline to brighten up the eyes a little bit. I think it really completes the look. I'm not sure. It's just my preference. But you don't have to use white. You can even use black if you like. And then I'm going in back with the same lighter shade in the Irresistible Caramel Cream. And I'm using it as the inner corner highlight of our eyes. I think this whole look looks really well put together. I did not expect this while I was filming. I just did it as I went along. Moving on to mascara, I'm using Wet n Wild Mega Wear Mascara in Very Black to coat my lashes. And this is a really good brand. Well, not brand. This is a really good mascara from the brand Wet n Wild, and I'm really impressed by this. The only thing is I don't really recommend it for the lower lash line unless you're using waterproof over it. And I found that out later that day. Anyway, to bronze up the face a little bit, I'm using Bronze Beauty, the bronzer palette from e.l.f. Cosmetics to bronze up the face. I didn't really want to do a heavy contour because, I don't know, just didn't felt like it, to be honest. And then moving on to blush, I am using Pink Passion from e.l.f. as well. And I love these blushes with all my heart and soul. They are literally thebomb.com, but I'm not going too intensely with it. And back again with the bronzer shade, I'm doing it to just a little bit of a nose contour, nothing too heavy. I've said earlier, the face is really, really, really neutral. Didn't really care much for it. Also, from Wet n Wild, my favorite highlight of all time is the geometric highlighting powder. If you follow me on Instagram and Snapchat, you know I rave about this almost 24/7, and it's absolutely beautiful. It can be subtle or it can be intense, all in the way you apply it. And I just look at that glow. Like, Oh my god. Everyone needs to get this. If you don't have this highlighter in your collection, oh baby, what is you doing? To finally, be done with the look, I am using Matte Blissful number 62 from Milani Cosmetics, and I'm just going to be tapping it onto the lips just to keep it really soft. I didn't want to intensify the pink because we already have green, this really beautiful green, and then a midnight blue on the lid. So I didn't want to intensify that too much. And then I'm going to use BC lip gloss. I don't even know that much about this. I think it's from Walmart or something. It's some sort of Walmart brand. I don't know, but I just put it on top of the Milani lipstick just to give it a little gloss and a little shine. It's kind of transparent, even though it looks beige. I don't even know why I have this, to be honest, but I found it and I used it. Anyways, that is the completed look. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye!